a mysterious doorway that only a few can sense. Picture walking through your normal day grocery shopping, commuting, answering emails, and yet somewhere in the background, something feels different. Almost like there is a doorway, not physical but energetic, that only a handful of people notice. It doesn't have hinges or a frame, but it has a presence subtle, magnetic, and oddly urgent. In the West, people sometimes describe this as a threshold moment or a shift in the air. The mystery is that most people never sense it at all, but for the ones who do, the doorway feels alive. It's as if reality itself is preparing to close one chapter and open another, and you are being invited to step through. All right, let's dive in. We'd love it if you could subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Why the chosen are the first to notice subtle energy changes. When we talk about the chosen, we don't mean chosen by some external authority. It's not about privilege or exclusion, it's about resonance. The ones who notice these subtle shifts are the ones who have already done the inner work to stay sensitive, curious, and open. Think about musicians who can hear tiny differences in pitch that most of us miss, or people who can smell the first hint of rain long before the storm arrives. In the same way, spiritually attuned people pick up on vibrations before they manifest outwardly. In America and Europe, this is often linked to being highly intuitive or energetically aware. The chosen aren't superior, they're simply tuned in earlier, like radio's already set to the right frequency. The strange feeling when ordinary life suddenly feels unreal, one of the first signs of an energy shift, is the creeping sense that everyday life feels oddly artificial. Maybe you're sitting in a work meeting and suddenly feel like the words being spoken are meaningless noise, or you walk down a familiar street and sense that it's staged, like a movie set. In Western culture, this is often described with phrases like a glitch in the matrix. It's not delusion, it's your consciousness. Recognizing that old patterns no longer fit the new vibration. The unreal quality is a signal that your perception is adjusting, helping you detach from illusions and see life from a higher vantage point. Relationships dissolving quietly as frequencies shift. As the collective frequency rises, connections between people begin to sort themselves out. Unlike dramatic breakups or explosive endings, this often happens quietly. Friends you once laughed with every day slowly fade from your schedule. Family members feel strangely distant even when they're sitting next to you. In the U.S. and U.K., people often call this falling out of resonance. It doesn't mean anyone failed, it simply means your paths are no longer aligned. The dissolving of old ties isn't punishment, it's preparation. Space is being made for new connections, people who match the frequency of where you are headed next. Physical sensations that signal you are crossing a threshold. Energy doesn't just shift in the abstract, it moves through the body. Many people report unusual physical sensations. When a dimensional threshold is near, some feel waves of heat in the middle of the night, even when the room is cool. Others notice pressure at the forehead or the crown, tingling in the palms, or sudden dizziness that disappears as quickly as it came. In English-speaking spiritual circles, these are often called ascension symptoms. They are not illnesses to be feared, but signs your body is upgrading to handle new frequencies. It's like a radio antenna buzzing when the signal changes. Your body is whispering you are crossing into new territory. Dreams and visions that carry hidden instructions. During major energy shifts, dreams become much more than random images. They turn into instruction manuals disguised as stories. You might dream of trains leaving without you, staircases leading upward, or voices calling your name. These are symbolic, guiding you toward the choices you'll soon need to make. In the U.S. and U.K., people often talk about prophetic dreams or downloads. These visions are not about predicting the future in a rigid way, they are nudges from your subconscious and the wider field of consciousness, preparing you to walk through the unseen door when the moment arrives. 7 unexpected signs that reveal the shift is happening now. Sometimes the universe delivers confirmation through everyday life. You may notice repeating numbers like 1111, electronics, glitching at the strangest moments, or feeling a surge of intuition so strong it overrides logic. Animals may behave oddly around you, or you may feel time stretching and collapsing in unusual ways. These are not random, they are markers. In the West, many people see these as signs from the universe. They act as mileposts, reminding you that the shift is not a far-off prophecy, but a present reality unfolding in real time. Why synchronicities are not random but coded invitations. Synchronicities, those uncanny coincidences that line up too perfectly, are one of the clearest languages of the shift. You think of someone, and they call. You wonder about a book, and it shows up in your feed. These are not accidents, they are invitations. In Western culture, Carl Jung introduced the idea of synchronicity, and spiritual seekers have embraced it as proof that the inner and outer worlds are woven together. Each synchronicity is like a coded message, saying, yes, you are on the right track. Keep going. They are guideposts left along the path, confirming that the energy is aligning in your favor, the invisible filter that separates one path from another. Imagine walking with a group of people on the same road, and suddenly an invisible screen appears. Without words, without judgment, it quietly redirects people onto different paths. Some continue forward effortlessly, while others find themselves circling back. This is how energetic sorting works. In Western culture, it's often described as a fork in the road, but unlike a conscious decision, this separation feels automatic, guided by resonance. Your beliefs, your emotional patterns, and your frequency act as the filter. It's not punishment, it's physics of energy. Like water flowing into different streams, your vibration determines which reality carries you forward. Ancient echoes that foretold the beginning we are now living. Across cultures, echoes of this moment appear again and again. Indigenous prophecies speak of transitions between worlds. European mystics wrote of veils thinning between realms. Even modern myths, like the Matrix or dystopian novels, mirror this archetype of separation. These stories are not warnings of destruction, but reminders that humanity periodically reaches turning points. For Western audiences, the resonance comes not from blind belief, but from recognizing patterns, cycles repeating, history whispering, symbols aligning. Ancient voices are not telling us what to fear. They're reminding us that this is not the first time consciousness has split into new directions. How to align with the new vibration before the door shuts. The alignment is not about grand gestures. It's about the subtle choices you make daily. In English-speaking communities, people often resonate with practices like meditation, breathwork, journaling, and gratitude rituals. But the deeper point is consistency. Ask yourself, do your thoughts expand you or shrink you? Do your actions flow from fear or trust? Alignment happens in the tiny decisions, choosing kindness instead of cynicism, presence instead of distraction. Imagine tuning a guitar string. Even a slight adjustment can bring harmony. By staying aware of your vibration, you prepare yourself to step through the energetic door when it closes. The real beginning that unfolds once the chosen step through. When the door finally closes, the world will not explode or vanish. The shift will be quieter, almost invisible to those not looking for it. But for those attuned, it will feel like stepping into an entirely new atmosphere. Synchronicities will multiply, opportunities will feel magnetized, and relationships will carry more meaning. Meanwhile, others may continue in loops of heaviness, unaware that another reality is running parallel. In English-speaking culture, seekers often describe this as a new chapter, but it's much bigger. It's the start of a new book. The chosen don't escape Earth, they anchor a different layer of Earth, and that is when the true beginning unfolds. Before we end, I have one request for you. In the comments, write down the version of your ideal self you want to become. There's a saying, when you give your dreams words, they start becoming real. And when you write them as if they've already come true, the universe listens even more powerfully. So go ahead, leave a comment about your dream life, written in the past tense, as if it already happened. The universe is always ready to hear your desires and bring them into form. Let your words flow into the comment section and send your vision out into the universe. And don't forget, when you see someone else's dreams, celebrate it. By lifting each other up, the energy multiplies. From the bottom of my heart, I'm wishing for all your dreams to come true. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you felt something today, please subscribe, give a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. I started this channel from Japan, hoping to help people around the world live better lives. My English might be a bit rough, but I hope you'll stay with me on this journey. This channel shares videos that help you understand how to live in the age of air just by listening. Subscribe so the next message finds you automatically. Thank you.